Hiya, can you hear me?
Hiya, yes, I can.
Good stuff. How's it going?
Oh, good. Oh,
Nice
good,
one.
thanks. How are you?
Yeah, good cheers, yeah. Yeah, thanks for doing this. Appreciate it.
That's all right. Thanks for asking me.
It's all right, yeah,
Um,
I was looking at your Instagram. You at the pub gig last night.
I was, yes. I'm still getting over it, to be honest.
How was
So
that?
amazing, amazing. Like, I wouldn't say that I'm a die-hard Pulp fan. Um, I love their songs, and their back catalogue, but it was such a good night. Like, bloody hell, Jarvis knows how to put on a show. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
a bloke from work one, he said it was good. He ended up being quite near the front, he said. But yeah.
Sorry.
A guy from work went and he said he ended up being quite near the front and he kind of enjoyed himself, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah, it was proper packed out. A really good atmosphere as well. Because I was like down near the front, not like at the barrier or anything, but I had a really good view.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because it wasn't cheap as well, was it?
No, no, it was one of those where you certainly got what you paid for.
Yeah, fair play. Because I went to, I think I saw you one of your pictures as well from the same gig. I went to Castlefield both for the Libertines last year.
Oh yeah. Oh, did you go as well?
Yeah, yeah, and it is pretty cool. I mean, the weather wasn't great for that one, but um, yeah, it's a cool place to watch a band for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. At the time, I was stood right at the back, like where you've got the shelter.
Mm.
So I managed to just avoid the rain, but great. It's a really special venue, that is, you
No,
know.
it's great. I reckon like if it's a really good weather, it'd be like ideal place to watch a band, I think.
Oh, definitely. And they've had some really good bands there over the years, haven't they?
Yeah, well, I've only been in Manchester like I think it's my fourth year,
Ah, okay.
but yeah, who else have they had? Who else did they have last year? I can't remember to be fair.
I went to Libertines and of course sports team they supported. Was it
Yeah.
sports? Yeah. And then I went to see Sam Fender and he was just amazing.
Really? What, Castlefield Bowl?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, that seems like quite a small venue for him these days.
Yes. Oh, definitely. When he's like packing out football pitches and everything.
Yeah, yeah, that's mad. Yeah, one of the things I remember from the Libertines gig was you mentioned a sports team because I just remember Pete Doherty watching in a dressing gown from
Oh,
the side of the
really?
stage for sports team. Yeah,
Ah,
that
that's
was quite funny.
funny. Yeah, I've only seen Pete Doherty once when he played with Baby Shambles. That's like going 2009. I think I saw them at Rock City in Nottingham. So
Okay.
this is the second time seeing him and such a good musician.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Mm,
Yeah, I really enjoyed that gig. It was great.
mm.
Um, so yeah, like, do you mind me asking your age? Is that right?
Uh, yeah, sure. Well, I've just turned 28, so
Okay,
yeah,
right.
I'm still 27 pretty much.
Yeah, so what was that? You born like mid-90s then?
Yes, 95.
Okay, cool. So when like obviously the main podcast is about the 2000s music, but like what like do you remember what music you were getting into like when you were young kind of thing?
Yes. Oh God, it was like a real mix. Um, so I was like brought up on ska music.
Right.
So my mum and dad very into two-tone music, like the Specials, Madness, the Selector, and that. Um, so I kind of like grew up listening to that, but then I used to like watch lots of music channels, got into quite a bit of hip hop and rap. Um, then in like the mid 2000s, I discovered bands like The Strokes. Um, but I was still like listening to like a bit of everything. I didn't really know like what my genre of music was. And then I went through more like a metal, heavy rock, you know, like teenage angst kind of vibe, listening to Paramore and Bring Me the Horizon back in the day. Um, and then fell more into indie music. Yeah, so like a mix of everything. I think Bombay Bicycle Club was one of the main highlights from like the mid noughties when I was growing up. So honestly, it's just like a real mix of different stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Just thinking that you must have been pretty young when you still went to that Baby Shambles gig. You must have been like 13 or something.
I think so. Yeah, about I think I was about 14. Yeah, I think I was about 14 at the time.
Okay. So you started getting into it pretty young then.
Yes, pretty young. Um, yeah, I think I went to my first gig when I was about 13 or so.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it was Little Man Tate.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad took me to Fop the record store when it was in Nottingham, and they were just like playing a standalone set. So that was pretty cool. That was my first taste of gigs.
So your parents are like quite a big influence in terms of were they always going to gigs and stuff kind of thing?
Yeah, yeah, I'd say so. My mum is so very into like two-tone music, but I always remember her playing the song Females of the Species by Space.
Right, yeah.
That's probably one of my all-time favorite songs. And my dad, he is a massive Clash fan. And he went to lots of gigs back in the day and say went on the two-tone tour, as did my mum, but there was like at different venues. So yeah, I'd say that they're pretty big influences on me. It's like they've got massive record collections as well.
Yes, yeah. And then in terms of like Nottingham, like you mentioned Rock City, I've never actually been there, but like you always hear about it. Like, what's it like? Is it quite small?
Um, no, it's a pretty decent sized venue.
Where's it like
Um,
in like Manchester? Was it compared to like the Ritz or something?
ooh, yeah, I'd probably say Ritz size.
Okay, right.
If anything. Yeah, but it is known as an iconic venue. It is
Yeah,
really.
yeah. Yeah, so what brought you? Did you go from Nottingham to Manchester then?
I did, yes. So I've been in Manchester for about 15 months
Okay, right.
now, so not that long to be honest, but it seems to have gone really quick.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, yeah, what brought you up here then work kind of thing?
yeah, work. Wanted a change of scenery. I never went to uni. So I wanted to experience living in a new city and meeting new people. Also loved the music scene as well, like the number of venues that Manchester has. So yeah, and I absolutely love it. I love living here.
Yeah, yeah. What are like your favorite venues you think in Manchester?
Oh, it's interesting. I was talking to someone about this the other day, um, but I'd probably say Albert Hall.
Okay, I've not been there yet.
Oh, it's so nice. Yeah, that's my favorite. I've been to see a few bands there. So Albert Hall, probably say Castlefield Bowl as well. And love Night and Day Cafe.
Okay, right. Like again, I've not been there.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, yeah. So what like Albert Hall, like what does that compare to? Obviously, it's not like its namesake, is it? Or is it a bit like that?
Um, kind of like it is very grand in its own way. I think it was a converted church, so it's got all of the architecture still. Like it's got this gorgeous glass window right at the top or ceiling. Sorry. There's also tiered seating, so if you don't want to stand, then you can just go upstairs and still get a pretty good view. Also, the stage is really high as well, so that's good for short people like me who are 5'2". So yeah, it's so unique.
Yeah, so who have you seen there then?
Um, I went to see Yard Act quite recently.
Okay, right.
That was a really good gig. But I've seen Miles Kane and also went to Psych Fest as well, and they hosted several stages across Manchester, but Albert Hall was one of them.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you mentioned, yeah, are you well into people like Yard Act then?
Yes. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I've only seen them twice, but I think I've had most of their music on repeat this year. And I
Okay.
liked the episode that you did with Ryan recently.
Yeah, nice one. I enjoyed that as well. Yeah, bit of
Yeah, good.
it's got quite a good story. Like I didn't realize that he'd been in so many previous bands and stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, it was
Yeah,
interesting.
and from Derby as well, so Midlander as well.
Yeah, yeah. So in terms of new music, then, like, where do you kind of get new music now? What's your main source for it?
Oh, at the moment, I don't know, like I just always have my headphones in, so like when I'm streaming music, I'll always get like suggested artists and bands to listen to, and I think, oh, okay, this sounds all right. But also just thinking, okay, I'm gonna book a ticket and I'm gonna see a band next week or something like that. Or sometimes Instagram as well, or festivals and stuff.
Okay, what's your thing? I want to go to a gig, so you almost pick randomly like a local gig.
Sometimes, and then like listen to a couple of their tracks
Yeah,
beforehand, and then think, yeah, sure, why not?
yes, yeah. What about like radio? Do you listen to like Six Music or anything?
Yeah, I've started listening to Radio 6 more, and that's really good. I like listening to like Deb Grant and Steve Lamacq and stuff.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I used to listen a lot to Mark Riley's show at an evening, and that was
Oh
always
yeah.
good for new bands. But I've kind of like for some reason I just don't listen to the radio much in terms of music anymore. I
Hmm.
don't know why. Yeah, it's kind of more like the release radar on Spotify.
Oh yeah, yeah. Is that what you listen to?
That's key. Yeah, if I want to I keep I keep thinking I need to listen to that every Friday, but then I've just been a bit slack on it because you have to
Yeah.
you get like how many songs you get like 30 songs recommended, and there's
Mm.
usually about five that are like that you'd want to listen to again. So you
Yeah.
kind of got to work. You got to work through the stuff that you're not really that bothered about. I think.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I came across a playlist the other day, and they usually arrange it so like there's three songs that you already know, so it's like, okay, that's cool. And then kind of merge unknown songs in. So I really like that. There was a playlist that I came across the other day, and I was like, okay, they've got some bangers on this.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, obviously, really want to talk about Arctic Monkeys as well because I've seen you've been at least once to see them on this tour. How many times
Yes.
have you seen them?
Um, in total, only three. Only
Okay.
three.
So
Yeah.
how many? But you've seen them twice recently.
Yes. Yeah. That
Okay.
I've seen them the three times. Sadly, I've never been able to go to any of the shows before. So
Yeah, it is. And
yeah,
did you go to one in Paris?
I did. Yes.
Cool. Like, I mean, like, what was that like? How did that compare to like a British gig? Did it differ in any way?
Oh
Or there were a lot of British people there?
no, the people who I was like sat slash stood with, they were all French pretty much. But yeah, it was a different atmosphere to when I saw them in Manchester. Slightly more subdued, and they I mean, this is just like the people who like I was
Yeah.
around, but they just like love the AM album. And
Right. Yeah.
yeah, it's not my favorite, but can certainly appreciate it.
What were they
Oh,
kind of? What do you mean they were going more crazy for the AM songs? You mean?
yeah, yeah,
Okay, right. Yeah, it does seem to be a thing, doesn't it?
it does. Yeah. Do you have a favorite album of theirs?
Favorite? I mean, it's mad, isn't it? I feel like the one I want to listen to, if I was going to listen to one now, it'd be the most recent one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Or the Humbug. It's like it's one of those bands where they're so good you kind of like go through different phases, don't you?
Yes,
But I
definitely.
feel like Humbug I want to listen to a bit more at the minute. But
Okay.
My Propeller's been stuck in my head for some reason.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
But I love the end track as well, Jeweler's Hands. That's such a tune as well. That's underrated.
Yeah, I need to get them all on vinyl as well, like when I can. So
Yeah,
I've only got a couple.
I'd like to get them on vinyl as well. I've got Tranquility Base, and I'm just looking that way because that's where my vinyl collection is. But Tranquility Base and The Car at the moment, so I need to get the others.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've got the car actually. Um, yeah, but what do you make of this? Obviously, like with the Glastonbury performance, it kind of like really like brought around this argument. There's people who were like into him back in the day and stuff. Like it divided opinion basically about whether they kind of lost a connection with the crowd or something. What did you make of it?
Um, I don't know really, because like I'm a bit of a Arctic Monkeys stan almost. I think that's what, I think that's what people say.
Yeah,
Um, I thought it was great, and I really like, and I'm probably a bit nerdy, but I really like when artists switch up their songs.
hmm.
So whether it's like they play, you know, if they play it a bit slower, or they use a different pedal, or they use a different effect just to like make you think, oh, okay, that's a bit different. Um, I know there was quite a lot of um controversy about like audience interaction and stuff. So I think he interacted a bit more on with the Glastonbury set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
No, I agree. Like I'm in a similar position where I just kind of think they're great. But
Yeah, me too.
I do feel like maybe something there wasn't anything like it wasn't like a special bit for Glastonbury. It felt like that was missing a little bit.
Yes, yeah, I agree with you there. Like, I think if there was anything that they could change, would just be changing a couple songs out of the set list. You know, add something like "Ritz of the Rubble" or "Certain Romance" that
Yeah.
that caters to everybody that way. And because I love Tranquility Base, probably a bit controversial, maybe add another song in there from that album. I don't know.
Yeah, they do enjoy that bit where he sang Star Treatment over I Wanna Be Yours, didn't he, I think?
Yes, yeah, really like that.
That was
Um,
cool, yeah.
he has a he's also been changing up the lyrics as well for that, saying,
Yeah, I just wanted a jet ski from yeah, I thought
yeah.
it was brilliant to be
So
because he
just
must
things
get
like that. I just think it's just a bit different. It's like, yeah, go for it. I mean, it's Alex Turner at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's like people were like, "I should play." Some people really annoyed that they're playing like Mardy Bum and stuff at like a different tempo, but like you
Yeah.
say, like you got to do something different. Even like the Strokes do last night, they don't do it as different, but Julian mixes up the vocals for that and stuff,
Oh, really?
which keeps it interesting.
Oh, cool.
But yeah,
I,
you got to keep it interesting, I think. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. I went to see the Strokes for the first time at Living Festival last year,
Yeah.
and they didn't even play last night.
Did they not?
No, no,
That's mental. Was that
shocking.
the gig where a woman got on stage to sing one of the songs?
That's right. Yeah.
How did that go down?
Uh, all right, all right. I think. I personally thought that Julian kind of dragged it out a little bit, because he went into this Britain's Got Talent kind of thing. I was like, okay, this is cool. Like the fact that you're interacting with your fans. But I think that's why they ran over a little bit and why they couldn't play last night.
Is that what happened?
I think so, yeah. I'm not bitter about it, don't worry.
Well, I felt like that because I went to see Arctic Monkeys at the Emirates,
Oh,
in London, sorry, and they didn't play Sculptures, and I was a bit fuming about it.
oh, what did they open with?
Bryanstone,
Okay.
and then the previous night they'd done Sculptures in the encore, but they replaced it when I went to see them with "I Wanna Be Yours," I think,
Okay. Yeah, that sounds
which
about
is obviously a good song, but it's not. It's my favorite. It's like my favorite song off the new album,
right.
Sculptures.
Oh, that's cool.
So I was a bit gutted about that, but hopefully see it again at some point.
Yeah, hopefully. Um,
But yeah,
yeah,
if you
that's quite a
oh
slower
sorry.
song as well. Sorry.
No, it's all right. Um, and in terms of festivals, like have you been to many? Like do you enjoy going or anything?
Yeah, I've been to a few festivals, do love them, depending on which ones I've been to, but I really like Tramlines in Sheffield,
Oh yeah.
and went to Why Not Festival in Matlock last year, and that was really fun. Had a really good atmosphere as well, which I think
Matlock.
makes it.
Where's Matlock again?
Matlock's in Derbyshire.
All right, sorry. So like your kind of home area.
That's all right. Yeah, yeah, it is really not too far away.
There's one in Nottingham that's similar, isn't like is it dot to dot? Is that like a venue to venue one?
Yeah, that's right. Dot to Dot's really good as well, and they have that in Bristol.
Ah, okay, all right. So why tramlines then? Is it because like the venues are pretty cool and stuff?
Um, I think at the time, I've only been once, and I just went for the day. It was kind of like after the pandemic, and just really wanted to go and see live music again. And they had a really good lineup at the time. I think Royal Blood they were headlining.
Ah, okay, all right.
Um, I I probably haven't been to that many festivals, but I like ones where there's like a good mix of ages.
Mm.
So it's like a bit more fun and also quite chilled at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. Like, would you ever fancy Glastonbury? Have you ever tried to get tickets for anything?
I haven't, but I'd like to. Uh, I got major FOMO this year.
Yeah, I did for some reason. Like,
Yeah,
usually I'm not that fussed, but this year I was like, I'd actually quite like to be there. I think the weather was just spot on and everything, wasn't it?
it was amazing. Some really good acts on. Um, I don't know if I could hack the stress of missing bands because there's overlaps and that just doesn't work well for me. Um, but I would love to say that I've done it.
Yeah, I've heard it can take an hour to get from one stage to another as well.
That's a lot of effort, isn't it?
Yeah,
But you
I think I'd just go for yeah, you'd have to go with the mindset that you were willing to miss bands and just kind of go for the experience, I suppose.
yeah. No, I think it'd be really cool. You just have to have really good shoes on.
Yeah, yeah. Like the idea of camping's pretty grim, but guess you'd have to put up with
Yeah.
it for that festival.
Yeah, definitely. I'm doing my first camping festival this year.
Ah, okay, where are you going?
I'm going to Why Not again this year.
Ah, right, so that's a camping one.
Yes, that's right.
Ah, okay, cool. How many nights is that then?
I'm going for like 4 nights. So
Oh,
Thursday
really?
to
Wow.
yeah, Thursday to Sunday.
Right, pray for good weather then. When's that? That August?
I hope it'll be nice. End of this month actually.
Ah, cool. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Me and my friend, we was wondering whether or not to go for the 3 days, but we saw that Bombay Bicycle Club and Circa Waves were performing on Thursday, so we're just like, you know what, should we just go? So
Yeah, good effort. I mean, I remember we used to go to Leeds Festival every year back in the day, and like we used to go on the Wednesday, so that'd be like five nights,
yeah,
which seems balmy
oh,
now.
that's cool.
But yeah, you get some bands on the Thursday and stuff. Who's playing? Why not? Then you've mentioned a couple there. Yeah.
So main headliners are Royal Blood, Paul Weller, and Kasabian. So pretty
Okay.
decent. Yeah.
And is the like who does anyone stand out like in terms of who you'd want to see that you haven't seen yet?
I've never seen Kasabian before.
Okay.
I'd really like to see him. Oh, them even. I've just been like reading up a lot about them recently and listening to their back catalogue. So
Yeah,
um,
it's a different setup now, isn't it? It's just Serge rather than Tom as well. Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, I didn't even know that a few weeks ago. So that's been good to know. Who else? Who? Just trying to think. I don't know if I can remember off the top of my head, but
Yeah.
I think like Bombay Bicycle Club, because they're like one of my favorite bands from back in the day. I'd really like to see them again.
Yeah. They must have had quite a few albums now, have they?
Yeah, yeah. I think they're gonna be releasing like their fourth or fifth
Okay.
soon.
All
Yeah,
right. Yes.
yeah.
And yeah, like you mentioned, it's been interesting because I was going to go to the Manchester gig, but I ended up because I bought for two. I was like, oh, I'll get my money back for one of them. It's like is that 80 quid a go on it
Who's this for?
for
Sorry.
Monkeys? Sorry.
Oh, for Monkeys. Yeah, it's quite pricey, but
Yeah.
just
Uh, but for yeah, but I was trying to get seating tickets because I was like, don't know why I got to a stage now where I just prefer sitting down.
yeah.
But
I don't blame you. Like when I went to see them in Paris, I was standing originally on like the Wednesday, but I got a ticket for Tuesday. I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to be seated and actually just like watch because it was the first time I was watching them, so I could just like take it all in.
yeah, I do think it's a bit better like in London. Didn't we actually had standing tickets, but we found out like but the bottom like bowl of seats was all
Mm.
unreserved. So we could
Okay.
just ended up just getting a seat and then you can kind of just like watch the madness rather than being like a part of it.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good to watch as well. And you know, if you want to like get a drink or some snacks, then that's even better. And you don't have to worry about losing your space.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, like
I say that because normally I'm at the barrier for gigs.
oh really?
Um,
Wow.
a lot of the time, yeah, if I can, you have to be there quite early. And then, like, if I go to a gig on my own, I think, well, this is it now. There's no moving for me.
But how do you manage that though? Like I always think do you not need a toilet and stuff like that?
Um,
Or do you just
I
just
don't know.
do
I
what you
just,
can to survive, I suppose?
yeah, I just survive in the wild.
Who's
Yeah.
been like the maddest gig that you've been at the front for then?
Ooh. To be fair, when I went to see Yard Act at Albert Hall, that was pretty mad. I think it was because James wanted it to be that gig to be better than when they played in Glasgow. So everybody was just like going mad for it. And I was like, yes, I'm glad that I'm here where I can like just hold on to the front. And but it was amazing. It was so good.
Yeah, sure. You must find yourself on photos as well if you're doing that, if you're right at the front.
The odd time, yeah, I'm just like mid shouting.
Yeah. And then yeah, like your Instagram and stuff, like like what you involve? Like you've got your personal one, and then you've got one purely for like going to gigs, is it?
That's right, yeah. Yeah. So my photography account is called Midlands to Manchester, which is just like a play on, me moving from Nottingham over to Manchester, obviously. and yeah, I just thought I wanted to share my work with the world. Like I'm not a professional in any sense. I think it was actually my stepmom who said, "Your work's really good and you should share it with people." So I was like, you know what, I might as well. And I love going to gigs and just music in general, so might as well share other stuff that I enjoy doing, whether it's like building a playlist or um sharing the ticket stubs that I've collected over the years.
No, yeah, I found it interesting. It's been cool.
Oh,
Do you have like a proper camera then, or is it kind of like what you catch on your phone kind of thing?
um, it's all on my phone.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah,
pretty much as good as what you consider a proper camera these days, I guess.
yeah, yeah. It's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with what the the shots that I take so far on it, and yeah, it seems to be doing pretty well. I had a band contact me to do photography for them for like gigs or festivals coming up. So it's like,
Really?
yeah, like that's really cool.
That's amazing, yeah.
Yeah. Like I went to a gig over the weekend to watch a band called City Parkin play their first show. And it was more me just saying like, "Oh, do you mind if I just take some shots for you?" Because I really like their music, and I recommend giving them a listen.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Where did you
and
hear them out of interest?
um, I know that the band are fans of Arctic Monkeys,
Ah, okay, right.
so it's like through the band.
Right, right, okay.
Yeah, they're also from Sheffield as well.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what type of photos were you taking? Just sort of the live gig kind of thing?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
A
nice one.
couple of videos here and there as well.
That's it. So is that kind of something, it's obviously a hobby, but is that kind of a passion that you'd like to get into more, really?
Yeah, I think it's as I've been going to more gigs and I've had some recognition from my work, I'm like, okay, like this, it is a hobby because going to gigs is like my number one hobby, but also it's like, oh, okay, well, this could actually be something, which is kind of cool. And by no means, I'm not an expert. I just enjoy doing it. Um, so yeah, we'll see really what happens.
Yeah, that's cool. So so this band that's got you to go wants you to go to a festival, like do they are they gonna kind of sort you out with tickets and stuff?
Yeah, with a press pass.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Well played.
yeah, thanks. So I'm well chuffed. Um, yeah, I've been talking to their like management about it, and they've put me in touch with their tour manager. I was like, okay, that's a bit insane, like,
That's
yeah.
quality. And what, and you're just gonna carry doing it on your phone? Is that kind of the way you're gonna do it?
Um, I have recently got a camera, which I would like to practice on.
Mm,
I think there's probably more that I could do, but if like this band, for example, they like my work, they like what I'm doing now, so I will stick to the style that they like.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And is like any kind of structure you follow when taking photos, or is it just like whatever you think looks good at the time?
Um, yeah, whatever looks good, but I'd probably say that I look for movement. So I really love it when I see a band and they are interacting with the audience, or like they're just messing around or trying something on their guitars or bass and stuff. Um, I've taken a couple of photos of Mikey Schumann from Queens of the Stone Age, not official or anything, like purely just when I've been watching him play, and he always like kicks his leg in the air. So I think that's kind of inspired me just to like capture movement on stage.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recently, well, last year I had a woman called Sal Gig Junkie on,
Mm.
who's a photographer, and like I think she started in a similar way. She just like was a bit of a gig fanatic, and then kind of managed to like combine it with, working kind of thing with
Mhm.
taking photos. So it's interesting. That's it. Um, what festival are you going to then? What festival is it?
Um, I keep on mentioning it, but it's Why Not
All
Festival.
right. So you've got that's it. So you're going for 4 days for free, basically.
Um, you know what? I haven't thought about it like that because I've paid for a ticket as
Right.
just somebody who's going to watch music, but it just happens that I've been sorted out with a press pass.
Okay.
Not sure how that's going to work, but hey, it'll be all right.
Yeah, yeah. Just like might have multiple wristbands on or something.
Yeah.
Okay, quality. And then I think I saw something like you moderator of some group or something to do with live music.
Yeah, that's right. So when I moved to Manchester, um, obviously loved the music scene, and I thought I want to meet new people because I didn't really know anyone. Um, so I want to meet like-minded people, and um, yeah, and I came across this group called Manchester Girl Gigs and Concerts, and they're there just to help people meet new people, but also um, if people are selling tickets or something, or just be like, hey, I want a gig buddy for this, or is anyone into this kind of music? So there was an opportunity for people to be moderators, just like accepting people into the group and stuff. So I was like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's great. Is that on Reddit or something?
No, it's on Facebook.
Okay, right.
Yeah, it's got a pretty decent following. And because there's always people like moving into the area, or even if they don't even live in Manchester, but um, if they're staying over for a gig, then they might want someone to share that with. So
Yeah, yeah. Yes. Yeah, because like a thing on the pod is like talking about, like the communities that were built back in the day with fan bases, but it's cool to like hear that that's still happening, obviously.
yeah, definitely. I found that even just going to a gig and just meeting people organically is really good. So a few years ago, I was watching a band called Mini Mansions,
Oh yeah.
and um, met some people through that, and then found out that there was a Mini Mansions fan club on Facebook. Um, and yeah, I just get talking to people all over, and I've got a couple of friends who live in London, another friend in Leicester, and we've all met through this band. So
That's it, yeah. Did they support Arctic Monkeys at one point or something?
they did, yes, yeah.
Yeah, I remember, yeah. I think I've definitely heard a few of the songs, I think. It's not that Chevrolet one that they have, is it? Is it?
The You did Vertigo with Alex Turner. You might have heard
Okay.
of that.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah. I do remember that one now, yeah. That's cool. Okay, so if there was gonna be you mentioned a band to check out then, so if you're gonna recommend one, well, I can recommend as many as you want, but you recommend
Ooh.
one or two bands that people should listen to, do you think which ones would they be?
Um, so mention City Parking. I think that they are really cool, really unique. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing what they come up with. Um, there's a band called Hot Wax as well. Um, they've recently been signed, and I think they are headlining a stage at Reading Festival, Reading and Leeds. They're like kind of punky, quite heavy rock. Um, they're really cool, and yeah, I'd probably recommend those two at the moment. The other bands I kind of like just listen to on repeat.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, you kind of like it's a safe space, isn't it? You know that the you know the songs you like, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I was also listening to a band the other day called Opus Kink,
Okay.
and they're pretty good as well. So
Yes. Yeah, I think there's a bit of a link with Hot Wax. I think the manager is one of the Queens of Noise. I think
all right.
who like the Queens of Noise had a big like kind of link with the 2000s thing, which is quite cool. But yeah, I'll give them a listen, I think.
Yeah. They played oh gosh, where was in Oldham Street in Manchester a few weeks ago.
Ah, okay.
And I got chatting to the drummer after the show, and it's amazing how they've took off in such a short space of time. Um, so they're doing really well for themselves, and fair play to them.
Yeah, yeah. Yes. Yeah, thanks for that, Holly. Another thing as well, I'm gonna just like been talking to I don't know if you've seen them on Instagram, they're called Islington Radio. I think you might have seen them. But yeah, they basically reached out and said if I wanted to like have a show on their station. It's all very informal, but it's like kind of pre-recorded thing. And yeah, like seeing how it goes, but like it'd be good to get you on there if you ever fancy it and just get you in talking about what you've been up to, like new music and stuff. So
Yeah, yeah, that'd be well good. I'd love that.
nice one. It might be like it's probably gonna only be like one or two shows a month, I think, but that'd be cool, yes. I'll be in touch for that if you're up for it.
Yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, I'd be more than happy to help
Nice one, yeah.
on there.
And in terms of this, I reckon it'll be on Patreon next week, and then I'll put it on YouTube the week after that. But I'll let you know what's going on anyway.
Yeah, all right, sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Cheers for that. I'll be in touch. But are you going to any gigs, upcoming gigs or anything?
I am, yes. So this week has been pretty amazing for gigs, and it's still going to be continuing. Today's like a day off from that almost.
All right.
But I'm going to see Blossoms tomorrow.
Ah,
Uh,
cool. Where are they playing?
Castlefield Bowl.
Ah, right. Yeah, I think I saw that advertised. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going there, and then the next day, uh, me and my friend were flying off to Lisbon for a few days.
Wow. Ish.
Yeah,
What's going on there?
Not Alive Festival.
Ah, right. I've been to that before. Yeah.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. How long ago now? It was about nearly 10 years ago. Yeah, 2014.
Oh no.
We ended up staying in, like these log cabins. They were quite good.
Oh.
Where are you staying?
Staying in Lisbon in the city centre.
Ah, okay, right, cool.
Yeah, looked into it. At the time, we were thinking about going camping, but then we don't really want to carry all camping stuff
No, yeah.
on a flight. So we just got a hotel in the city centre, which would be lovely because the festival doesn't start until 5. I don't know if it was the same with you.
Yeah, it was an evening thing, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all right. So we'll get to do some stuff in the daytime. But who headlined when you went?
Arctic Monkeys one night.
Nice.
Libertines. I don't know if they're headlined. And it was the Friday. I can't actually remember the other day. Um, but who's playing this year?
Arctic Monkeys.
Ah, right, amazing.
shock horror. Um, so that'll be the 4th time that I've seen them. I've gone from never watching them live and never having the guts to go on my own before this, and then just like, yeah, I'm seeing them 4 times, which is really cool. We've got Lizzo playing, Idols, which I'm so excited to see. I listened to Idols a lot last year, and I went to see them 3 times in a row at Manchester Warehouse.
3 times in a row. Wowzers.
Yeah. And yeah, it was intense. It was so good. So I'm happy to be seeing them because they've only played 1 UK show, which was the other day in Finsbury Park. And who else is headlining? Queens of the Stone Age as well.
Ah, cool, right.
Yeah, Queens of the Stone Age. So it'll be amazing.
That'll
There's
be
some
it,
really good acts there as well. Sam Smith's headlining as well.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, there's some people who I would never think to go and see normally, but it's just like, yeah, why not? They should be good.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
nice one. We'll have a good time.
Thank you. Thanks.
Bit jealous, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. Well, luckily the weather will be nice. Whereas at the moment, I'm looking out my window and it looks, well, I don't even know what it's going to be like for Why Not this month. So
Yeah, I'm sure it's been like 2 weeks, been a bit grey, and I'm sure it's going to pick up.
yeah, hopefully. But yeah, so I've got Lost Alive. I've got Why Not. I'm also working at a festival in August. And then I've just got some gigs throughout the year. So pretty busy.
Okay, great. Well, yeah, hopefully we'll catch up on another time then.
Yeah, that would be cool. So yeah, this Islington Radio, that sounds cool.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye on your Instagram for see what you're up to.
Oh, cheers.
All right, cheers, Holly. Thanks for
Yeah.
that.
All right. Thanks for
I'll speak
having
to you
me.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.